Hi, ich grüße euch, ihr Lieben. Herzlich willkommen wieder zu einer Folge von Dan Magic Sports Cards. Lange musstet ihr jetzt warten, aber ich habe mich heute angestrengt und geschaut, dass ich für euch noch ein Video fertig bekomme. Vorneweg gleich mal entschuldigt die schlechte Videoqualität. Ich kann nicht 100% sagen, woran es liegt. Ich vermute aber, es ist eine Speicherkarte, die ich letztes Jahr in den USA gekauft habe. Schaut so aus, als ob die ein bisschen beschädigt ist, weil die Videos auf der anderen Speicherkarte sind eigentlich clean. Aber nichtsdestotrotz habe ich gedacht, ich will es euch nicht vorenthalten, und vor allem sind auch ein paar interessante Sachen mit dabei von Auktionshäusern, wo halt ein paar Dinge auch erklärt werden oder wurden. Und ja, ich hoffe, es macht euch trotzdem Spaß. Genießt es auf jeden Fall. Arg viel mehr möchte ich jetzt zu dem Video gar nicht sagen. Lasst einfach ein bisschen die Bilder wirken. Ich bin am Anfang, wie gesagt, einmal so durch die Show, durch den Showfloor durchgelaufen, wo es noch relativ leer war, und dann später eben nochmal ein paar Dinge erklären lassen. Das ist also jetzt eher so ein Video, wo es rein um die Dinge gibt, die ich auch im Interview mit anderen so rausgefunden habe. Und im nächsten Video werde ich euch dann nochmal so ein bisschen meine Eindrücke schildern, vielleicht auch ein paar Karten nochmal zeigen und so weiter. Vor allem Karten, die jetzt noch da sind, weil jetzt ist schon wieder 2 Wochen später und einige der Karten sind tatsächlich auch schon wieder weg in irgendwelchen Deals oder verkauft worden. Die Reise war natürlich nicht günstig, und von dem her gesehen, ja, also nochmal zusammengefasst, seht es mir nach, die Qualität nicht sehr gut von den Videos, wobei die vom Handy natürlich deutlich besser sind. Zum Glück habe ich ein paar mit dem Handy noch aufgenommen, und ja, viel Spaß dabei, und dann lasst wieder ein Feedback da. Bis zum nächsten Mal, macht's gut, ciao, ciao. So, also Exclusive, First View, haben wir es jetzt 12 oder so, ne?
Ja, Viertel vor 12.
So, schauen wir, was und ob es schon zu sehen gibt.
Through the resort up there, where you can play, multiple rounds.
Hey Gary, nice to meet you. I'm Daniel from Germany.
Such a pleasure, my friend. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I always follow your stuff.
Thank you, brother. Thank you very much.
I'm running a little bit of the German YouTube community.
I love it. We gotta get Germany into Be-Friends cards.
To be conference.
To Be-Friends.
Re-friends. Yeah, definitely. We show that.
You here all week?
Yes, yes.
Come by and I'll do like a 5-minute interview with you about it.
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, definitely. I just have to stick a microphone on and we're set up. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Richtig cool.
Our product 30% next year and majority in market. But you have to try. We also have the chocolate truffle bar.
Sorry.
No.
getting you cut or you?
So, do you have a list of your loose boxes?
Also Lieben, wir sind jetzt hier mit Mike und Mike zeigt uns ein bisschen was über die Items hier, die hier ausgestellt sind, und wir haben uns jetzt einmal Pelé und Ronaldinho für uns ausgesucht. So Mike, please explain something about these items you are showing here.
Collection we're very excited about. All these items were owned by Pelé and signed us. He was his own card collection. We did a signing with him, signed every card. They all came back with PSA 10 perfect signatures. So there's a lot of cards, some memorabilia too. You can see he's got the Ronaldo jersey signed by Pelé and Ronaldo. And got a Pelé signed photo here. And some of his rarest cards, these vintage soccer cards from the 60s. They didn't make many, they weren't well made, so few survived, but Pelé collected all the cards that he was on, or they were gifted to him, and he just held on to them. And then right before his passing, he decided to release them to the fans. So we're very proud to have an opportunity to bring them into the industry.
Okay, thank you. So that's very interesting. So he owned all of these cars by himself.
Correct.
So he was a collector as well.
Yeah, and a lot of it was, you know, he was such a huge star, a global icon. The companies that made things with him on him wanted to meet him, so get in good with him, so they would send him the product that they made with them. And he just put it all away, stashed it all away. He's had it his whole life. And then he decided to give the fans an opportunity to own some things from his collection.
Ja, that's great. Okay. Okay, also hier haben wir jetzt eines der seltensten Sets, die es überhaupt so gibt. Ich weiß, dass sogar ein paar deutsche Sammler die Karten schon mal besessen haben. So I just told some of the I know some German collectors had some of these cards.
Yes.
Probably one of them, but here's the whole set.
So this is a very exciting collection. This is the 2004 Upper Deck Titleist collection. It's a very rare release. Each card is numbered to how many titles each player won. So Michael Johnson has 3, Larry Bird. Michael Jordan is the most important card, of course. It's numbered to 6, and this is number 6 out of 6. So this is the last dance card for Michael Jordan. It's one of the rarest issues. Very few cards from this entire issue have ever reached the auction block. And Michael Jordan has never sold publicly before. The consignor had all of them. He bought the Michael Jordan when it came out, and it's been in his collection ever since 2004. So for a lot of collectors, this is their first opportunity to get a chance to win all of them. And of course, with it being Titleist, it's the biggest stars. So you've got Dr. J, Magic, Bird, Hakeem Olajuwon, Isaiah Thomas, so the biggest names in basketball history, Bill Russell, icons, and there's a limited number for each one. David Robinson, there's only 2. Hakeem Olajuwon, there's only 2. So it's one of the hardest cards for collectors to get, especially those who collect on the modern side. And a lot of collectors are very excited because they're seeing the light of day for the first time, and they're going to get a chance to own it.
Great. And especially you can see the LeBron only had 3 titles at the time.
Right, exactly. Things have changed.
So, okay, also hier stehen wir jetzt bei einem Game Worn Mickey Mantle Jersey und Mike erzählt uns jetzt auch noch mal ein bisschen was über dieses Jersey. So what's special about this jersey, for example?
So Mickey Mantle is one of the most popular athletes among collectors, especially on the baseball side. And this is his game-worn jersey from 1958. Game-worn material from that era is very rare. Every year, players were only given 4 jerseys, 2 road and 2 home. And back then, nobody thought they would be valuable. So at the end of the season, the Yankees would take the numbers off, the names, and send it down to the minor leagues for their minor league players. So very few survived. This one luckily did. And then now popular amongst collectors for authentication is photo matching. You take the item and you look at images from when the player was wearing it, and you can match it up exactly and say this is exactly the jersey he's wearing in this game or at this event. The Yankee pinstripes make it a lot easier because each one's like a snowflake where the pinstripes line up with the seams or the buttons or the logo.
Yeah, okay.
It makes it easy to match it.
Yeah.
So they were able to match this to
Great, thank you.
Brady was in the field with him. He hit home runs in this. He made outs in this. So this is a part of collecting that people really love. People who are very passionate about it. This is a personal item to Mickey Mantle, and it becomes very personal to collectors.
Yeah. Great, thank you. Okay, so last but not least, wir haben jetzt hier nochmal ein Brady Jersey und Mike wird uns hierzu auch nochmal was erzählen. Ich gehe einmal ganz kurz ran, dass ihr seht. Estimated value sind hier $500,000. Okay, so just tell us something about this, please.
Tom Brady, one of the biggest stars in the world, undoubtedly with 7 titles, the greatest football player of all time. And his game-worn material like this jersey is very rare. The Patriots were very stingy. They like to hold on to the equipment.
The GOAT, baby, the GOAT, baby. 7, count it, 7.
The Patriots fans very passionate, of course, and they love Brady still. This one's special because this is an alternate throwback uniform.
Okay.
So only worn one game. It's a throwback style to the 80s Patriots. This is what the Patriots wore in the 80s. And it also has the patch for owner Robert Kraft's wife who passed during the season, the memorial patch. So it's photo matched to a game where he played against the rivals, the Jets. And just a beautiful style, obviously, the red. And you know the exact game he wore it in. Of course, he had a great game. He had 3 touchdown passes. And it was just hard for collectors to get Tom Brady material. Only a handful have reached auctions. Every time it comes out, there's a fever pitch. He's unquestionably the greatest, so the biggest collectors, the most important collectors, will do whatever they can to get their hands on it.
Yeah, thank you. Great. Also nur, dass ihr nochmal die Größe kurz erfassen könnt. Es ist jetzt Tag 3. Ja, unser Chef ist auch mit dabei. Daniele, was sagt man hier zu der Show?
Buongiorno, buongiorno. Also biggest show ever, sagen alle hier. Wir haben nochmal zu Chicago vor 2 Jahren nochmal um das Doppelte oben drauf gehauen.
Ja, und wir sind jetzt gerade eben hier, also Daniele sagt ja auch gerade, wir sind jetzt gerade eben hier in die Halle reingegangen. Er hat sie gestern entdeckt und ich habe sie jetzt gerade eben zum ersten Mal gesehen. Die ganze Halle hier. Das ist unfassbar, was hier los ist. Ne? Das hast du hier quasi mal 5 gefühlt so. Okay, ihr Lieben, also ich sitze jetzt zusammen mit Anton Matzis. You're a former football player, right? I didn't know that.
Yep, former football player. I played 12 years in the NFL.
Right, that's amazing. So I'm here. I just found the company, oder ich habe erst die Firma gerade eben gesehen, Cardseer. Und ich wusste nicht, dass I didn't know that you're the founder, so I'm excited to have you here. And just explain us a little bit about what's your goal with the platform? What are your target with it?
Okay, so I've been in this industry a very long time, since I was 6 years old. I'm 41 now, and I got back into it really heavy when I was in the NFL and had a lot of extra money to spend for the first time in my life. And I started spending a lot of that money on investing in cards, high-grade Hall of Fame rookie cards. After doing that, I started rubbing elbows with a lot of the high-end dealers in the industry, and I saw how much fun and success they were having in this industry, and I was like, I want to be more of a part of this. So I really did a deep dive into it. I learned the ins and outs of the industry. I would buy collections, millions of dollars worth of cards, and go sit in my basement under a lamp and look at cards and screen them for grading and check the comps. And you know, when you're doing that, the 3 main things that need to happen is you need to know what the card is, what condition it's in, and what's it worth in that condition, so that you can make these decisions. And I said, I wish I had a piece of technology on my phone that would just do all those things for me. And that's where I came up with the idea for Cardseer. And to get it to that point, what I would need to do is gather a large data set of all the cards that exist, have a lot of images, and have all the pricing data. So to do that, the way I'm doing this is solving many industry pain points at the same time. The first thing we do is we go aggregate all the listings from all the other marketplaces that we can, whether we have API access or we have to scrape those sites. We're talking mom and pop shops, auction houses, and marketplaces, bringing them all into one place, and then identifying all those listings by card.
Okay, fine.
So that a user on our site can go search for a card and then see everywhere that card is available for sale and everywhere it has sold, allowing you to search the entire industry in one site. So what you do, you can search our site for that card, click on a card, and you click follow, like you're following someone on social media. If a person that you follow posts that card, or if any marketplace lists that card, now it's going to show up in your feed on Cardseer. And that's just our MVP product. This is our third day we just launched, so all of our data is still coming in. And our AI is still growing to be able to identify everything. And that AI is empowered by crowdsourcing. If you pan over here to the screen, you can see a demo of a game that we're playing. This is where users, we show over here on the left side, we show a card that we need to identify, whether it's a listing or a user card. And then over here, the users are looking at matches, or they can search our database to find the card for that match. Right here, I'm making notes of things that we don't have in our data set that I need to go get later. But what this does is it trains our AI. It gives our AI the data set that it needs to train to be able to take over this identification so that we can start churning through. We're talking tens, hundreds of millions of pieces of transactional data you need to move through, because there's over 20 million different unique cards, and all these cards we want to be able to identify and share data for. So all that's going on, while also later this year we'll launch our own marketplace functionality, which will be the most seamless marketplace functionality that we have, because a user can scan all their cards, drag them all over in one click, upload them to Cardseer. We identify everything. We put the comps next to it, so show you what everything is worth, and you're able to make informed decisions when it comes to buying and selling. And then anyone that's following any of the cards that you list, it's going to go right in their feed. So our mission statement is to unify the industry. So we're connecting buyers, dealers, everyone in the industry, creating technology that just really empowers everybody.
Just one question, because I'm also on the buying and selling side, and the most painful thing is if you're buying a collection, you have like thousands of cards, and you have to put them into eBay. Okay, right now you have to, you type in all that stuff. So I think that should be the main focus. So you will have AI which can it's even enough if you find 90% of the things you have to enter, the AI does, and you have probably to correct some stuff, whatever. But is that something you're also?
Yes, yeah, so I said that we drag your cards over. As many as you want. Let's say you drag 300 cards over, front and back images, hit upload. Now it goes through our system and it identifies everything.
Okay.
So it's not just filling in the text; it's actually identifying. We already have all that text. So now it's all source of truth connected to the actual card, and you never had to type anything. Okay. But I don't want you having to type anything.
How you think the scanning side is working? So you will use a smartphone probably, but also flatbed.
Yeah. So however users want to get their scans the best way. I think if anyone's doing real volume, they don't want to use a phone, right? So there's if you're doing ungraded cards, putting them in semi-rigids like card savers, and using the Fujitsu FI 8170 is a great one to use. Yeah. That robot right there, it's almost done to being fully functional. It's the fastest graded card scanning robot on the market.
Okay.
So you can put cards in there that scans about the front and back images of about 40 graded cards a minute. So imagine you have 1,000 cards, you buy a collection, or you're doing a bulk submission or something, and you want to list them. You want to load them in your account. You go up to that thing, scan your QR code, press a button. They go in your account, they're identified, and they're ready to list.
Okay, that's great. So there's probably an option. I'm always, because I won't discuss it afterwards, but I'm also on the business side. So next year I will do 50-50. So I'm going back, will not do my day-to-day job fully, so I'm doing 50% cards and 50% day-to-day, and then probably leave the year. So there will also be an option to probably buy some technology like this, and I was always thinking, for example, Cardseer, right? So if I can be like Cardseer, but in Germany, there would be a market for myself. So,
Absolutely.
But the pain point, as I mentioned, is
Throughput.
the scanning. So,
Yes, it's the throughput.
but then if I have this option, I can buy collections like crazy and just upload them there and sell them for myself.
Yeah, and that's what I'm going to be doing at home.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't take a team of many people to do that.
Yeah.
You know, and then even when it comes to sorting and things like that, we have more consumer-based technology that we're developing, and as soon as we get, we're raising a round of funding right now. I've been bootstrapping this myself, and we're raising. As soon as we get the more funding, the real vision comes full scale, and we have at-home scanners that we're developing and all this stuff to make it like way more easy.
Because they do the same thing. Their plan is, I can get my grading machine at home.
Yeah,
right?
At home, a vending machine.
So if I have my grading machine there, and besides that I have your scanning machine, I can do everything by myself.
Yes.
I can just put out like grading.
And we'll have it set up to where it automatically generates and prints the labels that you need. So you're just sitting there at home fulfilling
Scan, and
orders.
afterwards I just put it into the...
And it's really fun home business. It's a really fun home business to run. You know, as soon as I retired, that's how I supported my family. It's really fun because it's not just it's not just work. It really is. You're having a good time.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Yeah,
that
pleasure.
was really
Thanks,
great.
Thanks for stopping by.
Didn't expect to meet you here, but it was great to talk to you.
I'm glad we had the chat.
Thank you. Okay, ich bin jetzt hier bei PWCC und yeah, what's your name again? Sorry.
My name is Jay Reed, PWCC Marketplace.
Okay, so he's going to erzählt uns jetzt ein bisschen was über dieses PWCC Set und was daran so speziell ist. Okay, you can go ahead.
Yeah, hey, thanks for coming. These are T206 tobacco cards, minted from 1909 to 1911. They were issued in tobacco packs here in the U.S., and each tobacco company would produce them. The two common backs would be the Sweet Caparel and Hedon. Then we have more rare backs as well, like Hindu, It, Lennox, a whole host of others. If you want to come around to this side, you can actually see the bag.
Also die waren in Tabakkoschachteln drin, ne? Also in Zigarettenschachteln.
Old Mill would have been produced in Old Mill cigarettes. Hindu. This Sweet Caparel would be a common back. We have Polar Bear and American Beauty.
Okay, so this explains something about the rarity as well. What's the back of it?
It can. It would just mean you just have to know that the Polar Bear is going to be, it is considered a rare back, but it's a more common rare back than perhaps the Hindu.
Okay.
Yeah.
So which one's the rarest you have? Probably not the most expensive one.
Yeah, the rarest might be the It back there.
Okay, so
not the player of the card itself, but because of the bag.
Because of the rarity. Okay.
Yeah, some of the neatest cards for me are the Walter Johnson, Christy Mathewson, two of the more iconic cards in the set.
Your other stuff
So these two.
and then get paid out for that.
And then this one. Diese It hier, die ist also die rareste von diesen ganzen.
That might be the more rare back.
Yeah, I go to the other side. Sorry. So, also sagt, das hier ist eine der seltensten dieser Karten.
Really nice.
Also ihr Lieben, ich habe mir auch zum Ziel genommen, für die Show euch ein paar News mitzubringen. Das ist jetzt ein Produkt, das gibt es wohl erst seit 2 Monaten. Kostet $5,99 3 Stück und ist wohl dafür geeignet, so wie so eine Art Handy-Schutzhülle bzw. die Handy-Folien, die man kennt, die den Kratzschutz machen und so weiter. Plus UV-Ray Protection, hier für Slabs bzw. auch für Magnets jeglicher Art. Ja, wie gesagt, einfach mal so zur Info. Ich gucke immer mal wieder, was für neue Sachen jetzt hier auf der Show gibt.